cameras here. Well, I took it out for a flight today, and first of all, it was cold, by the way. It was 19 degrees out. So anyway, let me, I didn't have a chance to go over the transmitter with the Flying 3DX6. Well, here it is right here, and first of all, you know, this is very similar to the Cheerson 620 due to its GPS capability. Now, you just heard it beep there. As you notice, this is getting a voltage off. There's the quad's on. This is reading a voltage off the battery, 8.4 volts. Now, it's reading an altitude, which is, obviously it's not moving. So, but anyway, as you're flying, you know, it gives you voltage, altitude, distance. I assume it's distance it's traveled from its home spot. I'm not quite sure on that, and speed, obviously, in meters per second. Yaw rate, not sure. I think yaw rate really has to do with its heading, I believe. That's a compass heading. Of course, I'm inside, so I'm not getting any satellites. If I were getting satellites, I would have a longitude, latitude displayed here. So anyway, this is what they call, this is telemetry. In other words, the quad's communicating to the remote. Battery voltage and other, you know, again, altitude, distance, speed, etc. Now on this remote here, I flew it today, and I'm going to take it slowly. I flew it in, they call it stated mode or manual mode. That's this switch up all the way and this switch up all the way. It is a handful to fly. Here, let's bring my attention to the quad here. This is a handful to fly in the stated or manual mode. It is a little twitchy. I noticed it kind of reminds me a little bit of the Cheerson. You'll be flying this along, and then you'll input, say, you know, left rudder, and then she'll just hesitate for a second, then she'll spin over. I'm going to go ahead and turn this remote off. She'll spin over, so I'm not sure if it's a little erratic because of maybe Wi-Fi interference here in the neighborhood, but it does again have a little bit of twitch that I don't notice even on this inexpensive H8C or my 262 with the better remote. Again, I emphasize use this remote. I don't have those problems with the twitching, but I notice this does twitch a little bit. It's very fast. It has a hell of a vertical climb rate. I didn't even get near the potential on this, and again, being my first flight, I wanted to keep it close to home. So I also put these, I recommend putting these foam, this is just pipe wrap you can get at Lowe's or Home Depot. I recommend putting on the skids because this thing has a hell of a bounce. Without these, this wants to bounce. Unless you bring it down very slowly, it's going to bounce and end up on its back. So, took some video, just some preliminary results, and again, I'll do a more extensive video as far as, and I didn't wear my visor cam, by the way, so just a preliminary results when I was when I had my timer going. The 1200 milliamp, this is the YKS battery. I got about 7.5 minutes flight time with this. Now when I say 7.5, that's it. I mean, at 7:45 this quad dropped. That's from start to finish. At 7:45 it virtually fell. Now, I did have it close to the ground, but it does go into low voltage failure. Again, very similar to the Cheerson. This acts very much like a hobby grade quad, which it is. So again, 7.5 minutes. This is the stock battery, 2,000 or 1,000 milliamp. Got about 6 minutes runtime on this. Wasn't terrible, but I attribute the good runtime to these 6045 blades. Again, everything is predicated on these the bigger blades I put on. So again, I got about 6 minutes. This is actually from my B262. This is kind of their stock battery. I did run this because I'm limited on these other batteries. I get about 5 minutes flight time on the 850, so that kind of makes sense. So 5 minutes, I'd give yourself a buffer. I wouldn't run it to the end because, again, The problem with this quad, it's very dense for its size, very heavy. Compared to the H8C is very light. It's like nothing. This is dense and heavy. Again, reminds me of the Cheerson. So you have to keep that in mind. You got to make sure you don't fly it till you hit low voltage, because it will come down hard and crash. And again, I recommend the foam on the skids. So I just wanted to kind of get that out. I'll have later tests as far as GPS return to home, but that's the kind of stuff I will do at the park. I won't do it here around my house. So so again, it's I like it so far, but it looks like it may have some quirks to it, so you gotta take your time. It definitely is not a learning quad. This on manual mode would be, I think, just too difficult for a beginner. You would definitely have this crashed. You would have the body all broken up. Again, it's a little bit of a handful. I mean, I can handle it, but this is very sensitive on the throttle. So when you throttle down, this drops. There is no glide path to it like this quad in my B262. When you lower throttle on them, they'll tend to kind of glide down in a certain respect, or not a plane. But this here has a very steep. Its descent rate's very steep once you adjust the throttle down. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, I'll keep in touch with you guys if I run into any problems or anything, and we'll talk to you guys later. Take care.